Hello, Stevie Davros here. Okay, so you've purchased one of my clouds or sky related items from my marketplace store. It's a very simple process to install and get them running. If you go to your inventory folder, you will see in your received items that the purchased item will appear. It is very straightforward. It's just a folder. It contains a bunch of Sky files, and there'll be a README information card there as well. All you have to do is drag this folder from your received items, and you need to put it into your settings folder, which is a new folder for EEP that contains everything to do with the environment, skies, water, day cycles, that sort of thing. So just drag and drop. Couldn't have been more easy. The skies are now installed and ready to use. To use the skies, there are various ways you can do it. I'll show you the simplest way and the way you'll probably use the most. If you go to the menu at the top, World menu, then you've got at the bottom of that Environment, and then you've got a button called My Environment. So you click on that. It pops up a sawn-off version of inventory that only contains environment-related files. Okay, so the one we just downloaded was Stormy Skies EEP, and you can now activate any of these that you wish by quite simply selecting it, right-clicking and clicking Apply Only to Myself. If you own a parcel, then you can of course apply to your parcel so that everybody will see it. But for now, we'll just apply it to myself, and straight away your Second Life Sky will change to those settings. If we go into Mouse Look now, you can see that sky is applied everywhere. It's that easy. It is very straightforward to do. To change to a different one, you select it, you right mouse click, apply to yourself, done. That is how easy it is to set the skies in Second Life once you download them or purchase them. Very straightforward. The other way you can do it is to go into your normal inventory. This thing's playing up. Right, let me close that. There we go. Go into your normal inventory. In your settings folder, which just resides in there at the root level, find the folder with the files in. I recommend, of course, that you do look at the README because it contains information on how to utilise and how to modify these Sky files, because you can modify them to change them to be the way you want if you have favourite settings you wish to use. Once you've opened the inventory, they're all there again to look at, and it's just a question of selecting, right-clicking, apply, and you'll get that sky showing up. Again, we'll go in Mouse Look so we can see it. If you don't like some of the settings and you want to change them, or you've got your own favourite settings, to edit a sky, all you do is select it and double click on it. That will load the sky to the background so you can see it, and it will bring up the fixed environment editor. Now, the thing you've got to be very careful of, if you click save, you will overwrite the file that you just downloaded and paid for. So straight away what I recommend is the first thing you do is change that to save as, so there's no possibility you'll accidentally overwrite. Before you do anything, change that to save as. Okay, you've got all these sliders that affect the atmosphere and the lighting. Be very careful with them because a slight change will drastically affect the way the sky looks. It's a complex arrangement between all of these settings that collectively create the appearance you see. You can change the atmosphere, you can add in You can change the overall brightness of the scene. You can add in ice level, which will just put a halo around the sun if the clouds aren't obscuring it. Drop radius and moisture is to create a rainbow. There's currently a bug, the rainbow shows upside down, but they'll fix that. Really, haze horizon, haze density, density multiplier, distance multiplier, maximum altitude are the settings that vastly impact the appearance of the sky. You also have the colours here, which change the appearance of the scene. You can change all of these slightly. You can change the colours to drastically alter the appearance. In clouds, that colour there dictates the colour of the clouds. Let's say you want blue clouds. Click blue, you get blue clouds. Green clouds, red clouds. So you can easily change the colour. You can also change how dark or light the clouds are. You make them white, then they'll be white. You make them black, they'll be very dark. So you can see it totally changes the mood and appearance of the sky. So you can do enormous changes quite easily just in the colours to make the sky look different without changing all of the settings. Okay, sun and moon is the other thing. Now, you can see here that the sun colour has a big impact on the overall appearance of the sky. If I make that red, you get a reddish sky, you get a bluish sky, you get a greenish, yellowish. So you can really alter the appearance of any of these presets quite easily by changing these sliders. Also, changing the brightness of the sun will really impact how much colour the sun throws into the scene more than anything else. You can see there that the colour of the sun overrides pretty much the colour of the clouds here. If we make the clouds green, it'll come back, but if it's a colour that's similar to the colour of the sun, the colour as purple and red are pretty close together, then the sun will override it. If you go to a different colour like green, it'll cancel it out. If you go to a blue, it'll show up. So different colour combinations will result in different colours that might not necessarily reflect what you want the clouds to look like. So you've got to bear that in mind. The clouds are affected by sun colour and cloud colour and a little bit by ambient colour. In the clouds, I don't recommend you change the coverage or scale or density or variance in that, because that will drastically change how these clouds look. I mean, it really will. I suppose you can play with them, but it's very easy to totally lose where you were at with the sky, and then you'll have trouble getting back to where you were. Of course, if you're saving as, you won't overwrite the file, and you can easily cancel, and it will say then you're going to lose the changes, and it will go back to the default the way it was anyway. So you can have a go at changing another one. Double click to call up the environment editor. Make your changes. You can move the sun around the sky if you don't like where it is or it's in the wrong part of your sky. You can position it where you want it. You can move the moon as well, although it's hidden behind the clouds, as is the sun in this case. So experiment away with those, but remember, always set it to save as, so you don't overwrite the original file. That's enough of a basic introduction, I think. Read the accompanying README file that comes with all of my products, and that will talk you through this process as well. Thanks very much for listening and watching, and enjoy your new skies.